it's hard. But they can do it.
It would definitely be a very impressive run. But I mean, we'll have to see as we now settle in.
They're showing that they know what they need to do, though. It's just a matter of getting to that point. The plane path, guys, it just cut right. See, look, there's people in the north, people in the south. That's where the plane path was. It was pretty much just cutting across the west. And
that's actually a really interesting circle for this plane path as well, just because no one's going to be anywhere close to the north side of this. But yeah, I mean, going back to the gas cans, I'll kind of allude to the same thing that I brought up the last time I was on the desk, actually, which is their playstyle was very much, you know, where you see Black Tiger and 300, that's decent, but oh, this is a send. This is a send from gas cans because they realize they have to.
They just rolled right into it, but it is a good defending line showing up right now. Adam, Hikerman already both down, and they know exactly where the other two members for gas cans are, and they know that they've got control over it. Just jumping through the vehicles, gonna find one, but it is an exchange as Purdy does go down with this when gas cans do get eliminated. They were trying to make a play for it, but there was just nowhere to go.
That's honestly one of those sends where it's like, yeah, I get why they did that.
And I have 300. I know the fact that they've got a lot of downs on Black Tiger. Looks like they've just got a commitment into it and saying this shack is not going to protect you. There is nowhere to go. Black Tigers know what is going down right now. Lada's going to go and spot it out. Molotov's going to connect, and that is just rough for Black Tiger.
So very clean. 300 coming in very hot there on that southeastern edge. And like I said, for gas cans, I mean, that was...
I think that they might have finally been spotted out, or at least heard something that's going on. United's now making their gamble play and sending it across. Don't be surprised if you see them rolling through the fields in front of you as they go. They do find themselves...
that position is so rough to play. But I mean, where else do they play?
I mean,
like I said,
no protected cover.
This is one of those circles where if you see teams send it, you kind of have to just be like, okay, that's generally going to be the only play. But look, Oath actually stuck up at the south side.
Good play coming out from Oath, finding yet another way to find something to make an advantage in this situation. United now continuing with where we see SSG playing from. With the way that they're playing this one, if they can find a way to survive through what's going on, they might find something with it, but it's going to be Space Station Gaming that gets eliminated. United in a lot of trouble now trying to get the res back into Waldo. With what's happening, TSM might find themselves an angle to come into this, and it looks like that's what they're trying to eye up. We did have Fiumba send it into where SONIQS is at right now. That's how come SONIQS isn't controlling the territory around them. With the distraction that's also happened with 300 Oath and how they were playing off of this. Everything is breaking off, and it's making it its own independent fights. So nobody has a chance to third or fourth party in what's going on. Valiant gets a read on what's going on with TSM, trying to line up, throws a grenade into it, but it's going to be TSM now in throwable range, and they are so strong from this point forward. United knows that they have trouble. They've got Corsac that's just trying to survive. Maybe he can make something around this. Molotov's landing next to him. The grenade's going to land right next to him as well. Lots of trouble for Corsac, but it's going to be Alo that gets spotted out by SONIQS, who finally have taken care of Fiumba, and they're just going to harass at range. TSM goes down, and there we go. Now the referees are back in play. It's going to be SONIQS with vision on so much of what's going on.
And Corsac survives that. I don't even know how, but good on him. And now back to the east side. Dig has actually been, of all the teams, probably the most comfortable. They really haven't had to deal with too much. They've just been controlling their side of the circle, and they look so comfortable with how much control they have now just because there's no one else to really stop them. But meanwhile, I have to commend Oath. The fact that they've even made it this far to get this knocked and now wipe out 300 is huge because they had nothing to play off that south side.
Now they have to be careful. Dignitas realizes they have an opportunity, does a ton of damage back into Snakers. He does manage to get away from this one. Looks like he's going to get into a point pretty close to the safe zone as well. Dignitas sitting on 6 kills right now, pretty comfortable. Cozy off on this point as well as SONIQS. I mean, Rello's trying to reposition away from this one just a little bit. Snakers down back behind him. Minimal options to work with. Oh, man, he is just...
That molly might actually be... Oh, so close. Oh, that's a flash.
Flashbang.
Survive. Just reload, survive.
Just trying to look through it. Shitboy's going to come up. Should spot out. There he goes. I mean... Hey,
I still commend Oath. I still absolutely commend Oath for making that run on the south side and even making it as far as they did. I counted them out. That run is very difficult, and they chose the right time, and they did what they could.
And they picked up a squad wipe in it the whole way.
Yeah, they did what they could.
Well played from them. Corsac, what you got left, Corsac? Because there is a full 2-man squad, or full 2 squads sitting around you right now, and you're going to have some trouble, to say the least, with this. With what's going on, though, Dig is getting a little bit more control over the circle.
They don't have to do anything except for pick up Shimboy after that knock.
Except for not peek that angle. Just don't pick that angle.
They just have to wait, because even if the circle does shift a little bit towards the compound, they still have the majority of control.
Oh, poor Corsac. There's so much that has been fought for here, and... Well, you at least managed to get into this point. I mean, all vehicles now going away. Maybe there's at least some smokes that he can pick up from all the dead bodies here.
I don't know. There was a lot of smokes used in this initial fight there when they were trying to fend off TSM before SONIQS honestly just came to the rescue. But I also think SONIQS were kind of picking apart EU from behind. Anyways, that was just rough. That was just really rough.
So Dignitas getting more control of the circle. We are still in phase number 7, so we should have another circle before we're going to get our one that's going to lead into the center point. Dignitas look like they do have a lot more control over the circle at the time, and our poor boy Corsac isn't even in the safe zone yet. I think that might get him in, maybe?
He's not in. Actually, this prone, maybe.
I mean, his feetsies are going to be hanging outside the blue. So
it's so hard to tell.
You can see he's struggling. He's trying to find somewhere. It's like, okay, can I creep forward here? Maybe here. He knows that he has a massive problem. And Dignitas and SONIQS, they don't want to fight. They're just waiting for what happens in the next circle.
Anything until the circle pops. Yep.
So Corsac, have you managed to find your little hidey hole? Oh, tries to bait it around. Oh, I think he does have himself a spot. But guess what? New circle pops. Corsac, you're not in it. Womp womp.
Dig with the potential here to double up.
I mean, this is what we were talking about. Dig needs to have a good weekend this weekend. And
yes, they do.
They're putting up some numbers right now.
Well, this is a hell of a start, but they still have to deal with SONIQS. It's not over yet. Yes, they have the best position in the circle. They have the majority of the circle control, but SONIQS are still in one circle. If they have to, they can try to adjust, get a pick here from this position while they're still in, and then move on towards phase 9 to really get some damage in. Poon, again,
Corsac.
Nice shot.
Oh, headshot in the smoke. He just knew that was the only place he could be.
Yeah, there was nowhere else he could be, and it's fantastic stuff from Poonage.
All right, SONIQS. They've left out. They've got Shrimsy that's moved out of the comfort of their houses that they've been holding down for a little while. He's trying to get a little bit of a foothold in this hillside. Tig's contemplating making a similar move, but Poonage. Good angle onto that one. That's going to stop H1 back over here. A little bit of harassment as well. It's going to force them to have to go back and go for the res off of the Shinboy. Can now reposition into a new angle.
He saw mime. I'm pretty sure he saw
SONIQS, man. SONIQS know that they're in trouble. It's going to come on if they can find some way to get one of these members down and open up some type of angle, and it would be Shinboy.
The problem is it's all uphill, and so Shrimsy with the best possible chance to try to sneak out, but even then they have members like Shinboy off to the side there just holding on to this. I mean, if any team could make this work, it would be the SONIQS.
They've just got to lean into their aim at some point. Poonage knows exactly where they're trying to move from. He's got the bolt lined up, trying to go for the peaks onto it, and it's getting a little bit dicey for him, and he's realizing he's having to step away while this is going on. Mime is moving a little bit further forward, but he does get spotted out as well.
Oh, nice.
SONIQS are trying to climb this one, but Poonage managed to take down H1 for the second time. That's going to stop them in their tracks. Tickleton can't quite find the angle to make any type of play with, just due to how we can see Dignitas holding this down, and now SONIQS having to regroup a little bit, trying to make the commitment into this. Do spot out Honey Badger. Are they going to be able to push this back into Poonage's face? They know the fact that they have an opportunity to work with right now. Wait a second. But no! Dignitas managing to keep it contained the entirety. Now Tickleton does get a little bit of freedom and is now making the play into where we can see Shrimsy coming from, but he goes down as well. It is just a Shrimsy trying to cling to life. He's got some smokes to play with, but there are still, look at this, 11 kills on Dignitas.
My goodness.
Spots it out, and let's go ahead and make it 13 kills.
Like I said, if there was any team that was going to be able to make that push work, it was going to be SONIQS, but not even SONIQS could do anything about not only the control, the positioning, but just the shots being landed by Shinboy as well as Poonage. That was so good to watch coming out from Dignitas.
Look at that Dignitas damage.
Yeah, 28-25 is not bad.
And that's now sitting them comfortable. Like we were talking about, they need that. They need.
But actually, no, they're not comfortable.
Well, more comfortable than
on the leaderboard.
They're
yes,
getting there.
But they still absolutely need to make sure that they are pushing this pace and they are continuing to separate themselves on the leaderboard, at least in first place, because we know with 2 more games left, at least today.